Have you ever felt like the rain was trying to tell you something? Not the soft kind that gently taps your roof and lulls you to sleep, but the heavy kind. The kind that pounds against the windows like impatient fists. The kind that sounds like footsteps running across your ceiling. The kind that feels like it's trying to wash something away. Now imagine this. 10 years ago, your father disappears. Not slowly. Not with warning. Just gone. No goodbye. No explanation. No body. Just silence. People will always talk when something like that happens. They will create stories to fill the emptiness. Some will say he ran away. Others will whisper that he owed dangerous men money. Some will even lower their voices and suggest he's dead. But deep down, you know something doesn't add up. Because a father doesn't just forget his family. He doesn't just vanish like smoke in the wind. Or does he? This is the story of Daniel. And the night the past came knocking. The rain had been falling for hours in Abaddon. The streets were nearly empty. Shops had closed early. Stray dogs searched for shelter under parked cars. Water flowed along the gutters like restless rivers. Inside a modest house at the edge of town, Daniel sat quietly on his bed. The power had gone out nearly 30 minutes earlier. The room was dark except for flashes of lightning that briefly painted the walls white. He stared at the ceiling, listening, thinking, remembering. 10 years ago, on a night almost exactly like this one, his father disappeared. Daniel had been 12, old enough to understand fear, too young to understand secrets. He remembered raised voices from the living room, his mother crying, his father pacing, then the sound of the front door slamming. That sound had never left his memory. It echoed in his dreams. By morning, his father was gone. No note, no explanation. His phone switched off, his clothes untouched in the wardrobe. It was as if he had walked into the rain and dissolved. The police had searched for weeks. Friends had pretended to care. Neighbors had speculated endlessly. But nothing was ever found. And over time, people stopped asking questions. Everyone except Daniel. A loud crack of thunder pulled him back to the present. The windows rattled violently. The rain intensified. Then suddenly, something moved. A faint scraping sound across the floor. Daniel sat upright. His heartbeat quickened. He looked toward the door. The room was dark. Another flash of lightning illuminated the floor for half a second. And he saw it. A white envelope. Near the door, where there had been nothing moments ago. His breath caught in his throat. He hadn't heard anyone knock. He hadn't heard the door open. Slowly, carefully, he stood up. Each step toward the envelope felt heavier than the last. He bent down and picked it up. The paper was dry, completely dry, despite the heavy rain outside. There was no stamp, no address, no markings, just one word written neatly at the center. Daniel. His name. Not rushed, not scribbled, written carefully, deliberately. His fingers trembled as he opened it. Inside was a single sheet of paper. 4 short lines. If you want to know the truth about your father, come to the old bridge tomorrow night. Come alone. Midnight. The words seemed to vibrate in his hands. The old bridge. No one used it anymore. A newer bridge had been built years ago after structural damage was discovered. The old one stood abandoned. Silent. Forgotten. Or so people thought. Daniel swallowed hard. His mind raced. Who sent this? How did they know? And why now? Behind him, a voice spoke. Soft. Unsteady. Where did you get that? Daniel turned sharply. His mother stood in the doorway. She looked smaller than usual. Her eyes fixed on the paper in his hand. Her face had gone pale. Not confused. Not surprised. Afraid. I found it, Daniel said quietly. Her breathing grew shallow. Burn it, she whispered. What? Burn it, she repeated, louder this time. Why? What does it mean? She stepped closer, her hands shaking. It means nothing, she said quickly. It's a joke. A trap. Just burn it. But what if it's about Dad? Burn it, she snapped. The sharpness in her voice stunned him. She had never shouted like that before. And in that moment, Daniel realized something that chilled him more than the rain outside. His mother wasn't reacting like someone confused by a prank. She was reacting like someone who already knew the truth and was terrified of it. Daniel slowly lowered the paper. The storm outside raged on. But inside the house, a different storm had just begun. Perfect fire. Sleep refused to come. Daniel lay on his back, staring into the darkness, replaying his mother's reaction over and over again. Burn it. Not what is that? Not who sent it. But burn it. That was not the response of someone confused. That was fear. Real fear. The kind that comes from knowing too much. The rain finally slowed to a steady drizzle, but Daniel's thoughts only grew louder. If the letter was a trap, why wait 10 years? If his father was dead, why send a message now? And if he was alive, why hadn't he come home? Around 3 a.m., Daniel sat up in bed and turned on his phone flashlight. He unfolded the letter again. The handwriting was clean, careful, controlled, not rushed, not angry. Whoever wrote it wanted him calm, curious, drawn in. His thumb traced the words, "the old bridge." Memories surfaced. When he was younger, his father used to take him there on quiet evenings. They would sit at the edge and watch the water move beneath them. Bridges connect things, his father once told him. They link what is separated. At the time, it had sounded like one of those random adult sayings. Now it felt like a message. Morning came slowly. The house felt heavier than usual. His mother moved around the kitchen without speaking much. She didn't look at him directly, and when she did, her eyes carried something fragile. Fear. Daniel watched her carefully. "You knew he was alive," he finally said. Her hand stopped moving. Silence filled the kitchen. "I hoped," she answered quietly. "That's not the same thing," Daniel replied. She turned to face him. "Some truths," she said softly, "are dangerous. More dangerous than not knowing." She didn't answer, and that silence told him everything. The entire day dragged painfully. Daniel tried to focus on ordinary things. He scrolled through his phone, watched meaningless videos, tried to distract himself, but his mind kept drifting back to midnight, to the bridge, to the possibility that his father was alive. By evening, the sky had cleared completely. No rain, no thunder, just an eerie stillness. At 11:30 p.m., Daniel stood in his room, staring at the letter one last time. He knew this could be a mistake. He knew his mother was afraid for a reason, but he also knew something else. If he didn't go, he would regret it for the rest of his life. He slipped on a dark hoodie, checked his phone battery, and quietly stepped out of the house. 11:45 p.m. The streets were empty. Even the usual night generators were silent. The air felt thick, heavy, as if something was waiting. Every step toward the old bridge made his chest tighten. He felt exposed, watched, but when he looked around, he saw nothing. Midnight approached. The old bridge came into view. It stood like a forgotten relic. Tall, still, dark against the night sky. Daniel click on like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos on Moonlight Story TV.